sad.
Wow. Why, hello, everybody. This is Jordan Sheridan with TYT and TYT Politics, along with Emma Vigeland. We are here in Washington, D.C. I am beat red from marching all day, leading the charge with a megaphone during the climate change rally. Tonight, if you don't know, is the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Ooh!
So what that is people who get paid a lot more than us self-congratulating themselves for the last year in journalism they did. We were walking over here, we're doing a little TYT thing tonight. It's called the Watchdogs Dinner. And as we were walking, we were passing the Hilton over there. We're all like the cool kids are going. The Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, all these fine folks are going in there with their tuxedos. I have a Gap shirt. Emma, don't lie. What kind of dress are you wearing?
$9, Nordstrom Rack, and Jordan's belt doesn't match his shoes.
Yes, I have a brown belt on with black pants. So obviously we are dressed for success. And I don't like just to shit on people, but I kind of like to shit on people just to shit on people. And let me tell you something, all right? Trump is not speaking tonight, President Donald Trump. Usually the president goes down to this shindig, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and gives a speech. I'll give Obama credit. He was good the last few years, good with jokes, stuff like that.
Yeah, but Hollywood hated Obama, so he was really a sport going there. Just kidding. They all softballed him, all of the, comedians lampooning him.
And a lot of people actually think that Donald Trump's the light bulb went off to run a few years ago because Obama was roasting Trump in the audience, telling him, "Oh, Donald, you have such tough decisions to make in life. Do you pick Gary Busey or whoever was the other contestant in The Apprentice?" But getting to the point, I want to drop the veil a little bit because we were at some parties last night in D.C. Emma wasn't because she's a two-beer queer, and tell them.
Okay, it's not a big deal. I didn't eat dinner. I had a Shake Shack burger at 5, and it was an open bar, and I got dizzy. I realized, okay, I need to go to sleep. I went to bed at 9:30.
Yeah. So we went to this, there's parties here, the White House Correspondents' Dinner weekend. I personally don't volunteer to come down here during this weekend, but as a Young Turks employee, they say you must go, I go. But we're not going to dinner.
And it's fun. We get to hang out.
Yeah. So I went to this dinner last night, this party last night. It was UGA or something and Mediaite.com. So I walk in, very nice restaurant, and it is the who's who of establishment, windbag, gas bag journalists. All of CNN was there. All their anchors, a lot of the bookers I know, the producers. Carl Bernstein. I know you're not supposed to criticize Carl Bernstein. Let me tell you something. Carl Bernstein, who broke Watergate 40 years ago, terrific story, paving the way for journalists like myself. I mean that. Hasn't done much since, but I digress. He's there. You have, I saw MSNBC anchors there, New York Times reporters, political reporters. The who's who. You have a bar of food with clams and shrimp and there was this, what was this thing? It was like quinoa, but quinoa made of gold. Quinoa made of gold. And everybody's sitting there, they got the open bar, and it's right on the, what is that, the Chesapeake Bay? Or the...
I wasn't there, remember?
Oh, right, she was asleep. But I love you both, threesome. She's got a boyfriend. I'm open. Now, what was so annoying to me is, I could play nice. I know how to play nice. But I don't want to be around these people because I don't particularly think most of them do a good job. I think most of them basically do lowest common denominator journalism. They basically cover Trump till it's blue in the face. I want to be clear. I think the president, Donald Trump, who I think is a maniac, needs to be covered. However, none of these places cover anything else. It's like lead poisoning doesn't matter, police brutality in these places don't matter, unless there's violence. State and local corruption no longer matters. Nothing matters other than Donald Trump. And I was trying to be nice, and I talked to some of these people. I even talked to a guy from Fox News. But maybe I'm just like more cynical than I thought. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. I talk to them, but it's like.
But you're not a small talk king anyway. Like but the small talk at these events is insufferable to like a millionth degree more than regular small talk.
No. I could do small talk with like progressives. I could do small talk with good people. I could do small talk with people that I think are genuine and not full of shit and staying in this business to climb ladders, make money, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Jordan, I'm single. Where do you live, Joanna? By the way, folks, I'm just saying, I'm not actively trying to use this job to find love. However, not actively. However, I am single. It's a little difficult to date because I'm never home and I'm always on the move. But this video isn't about that. We'll do a separate one on that. So, what I'm saying though, it was very odd to me, this whole thing, and I'll have to explain it because she wasn't here, because all these people, it's almost like they are like hyenas, that the first sign of a party with like an open bar and a lobster bar and a clam bar and all this stuff,
Who's
like
hot?
they're there.
Who's hot? Who's not?
Right,
Who's
right,
on the
right.
scene?
And you know it was interesting, I won't name names, but there was a really, really attractive young lady who writes for Politico there. And she was like, you notice like people are making the rounds and they're talking to older, not so attractive people there. And it's almost like they're trying to like leave their job at one kind of low, gas bag establishment outlet and try to like get onto TV. So this Politico girl was talking to a CNN executive. And then I saw her talking to a NBC executive, and on we go. And here I am. I was there with Jank. I was there with Nomiki, Jair Jackson, a couple other young Turkers. And we're just like, we're mingling a little bit, but like we're like the I guess like the losers, but really the cool kids in the back, because we were like in the back at our own little table, like, oh God, we kind of have to like come out and show force and say we're here. But at the same time, I don't think any of us, I'd rather fucking talk to Donald Trump's wall than spend any time with these people.
You're the losers in high school that become cool later, right?
Yeah, that is me. That is me.
Right, but now we're...
But I wasn't quite like a loser in high school. I was worse. I would rather be a loser because at least losers are friends with other losers. I was like in the middle. So like there's the popular people, there's the losers, and then there's like the middle people who don't really have any friends, but they're not like, nobody knows who they are. Like we're like, kind of like, invincible. Like the popular people don't know you, but the losers don't know you either. So you kind of are just friends with yourself. But that's another story too. But this does have a purpose, by the way. So the thing is,
I was cool in high school, by the way.
yeah, she was very vindictive. One of those mean girls.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, she was. Yes, she
No,
was. And by the way, if anyone's following the Rangers game right now, they're in overtime. This is Rangers hockey. She is like deranged. It's like hanging out with a very unpleasant cokehead. She's very upset. The Rangers are in overtime. They're about to blow the game. It was 5-5 last time we checked, so check it. Let us know. Break the news if they lose. We'll report it live.
And then you'll see me throw my beer. And
Of course,
break
Emma was a
Jordan's
mean girl. Why would they think that?
No, I wasn't.
You were
mean.
too. Don't lie.
I was actually quite nice, and I, even defending it makes me sound like I'm lying. But I think I was always extremely nice. But yeah, I did. I ran with the cool kids. What are you talking about?
Yeah, whatever. So what I'm getting at, folks, is I'm not just trying to make fun of the media for the hell of it. There's a point. These people, what really bothered me about this, and what bothers me about things like tonight, is these people, maybe they got into journalism for the right. Jordan, I'm single too. Everybody, just write if you're single, your address, this
Get
and
to the
that.
point.
Get to the point. I'm looking for love.
No, you get to the point.
Oh, yeah. Says someone who's in love and has a relationship. Oh, all of the other ones get to the point. Now, what really bothers me about these events like White House Correspondents' Dinner and the stuff last night that I had to go to is these people really think like they are impacting the world. These people really think they are doing good for the country and the world. These people really think, oh no, we didn't do anything wrong with this election. No, that was just like an abnormality. No, us never like leaving the bubble, whether it's New York or DC, and going out to talk to people that are in despair and don't have money or health care or all these things. That has nothing to do. We're not disconnected. Oh my God, these people, they bitch about the media, but they need us. Like that is the mentality of these people. It's elitism, it's tone deafness, and it's arrogance. Like the media is arrogant. And it's not all, because I speak with people who work at MSNBC, CNN that I know, who truly, like, if they could, they'd be a young Turk. I have people all the time who are working at these outlets being like, oh, what's going on over there at the Turks? You're hiring, blah, blah, blah. But they just can't cut the cord for themselves, and take the risk and leave even without coming to a Turks. But what I'm getting at is I really wish these people would watch some of the content we've done, Democracy Now!, these other things, and look at like important stories. Because of course, like I think they should cover Trump to a certain degree. I think we should cover Trump to a certain degree. But it's like I was on the Bill Press show the other day. Thank you for having me. And I was talking about Flint and the folks who I was on with, one from the New York Daily News, one with Bill Press's show. Nothing against them, but like they didn't know what was going on in Flint. I was like telling them things they didn't know. And that's because none of them, they think that because they're in DC or New York and they're in this bubble, that they're only supposed to report on Trump. That's all the country needs to know. And I think that's why TYT politics is really blowing up. The Young Turks, we're hiring more people because we could like chew and walk gum at the same time. So we could report and tell you what we think on Trump, but at the same time, like I think it's important to tell you when a city of Black and Latino people have been poisoned. Emma looks beautiful, Cristobal says. I think it's important to tell you about Flint is still a mess. I think it's important to identify the next Standing Rock. And maybe that won't go viral right away. Maybe it won't get millions of views. But I think it's important. Emma?
Obviously it is. So what's really fascinating is, again, without naming names, but there are a lot of reporters that say we need diversity of experiences. And we need diversity. And, Jordan and I... Someone, please make that a meme.
That would be a bad meme.
Yeah. So Jordan and I do a kind of a mean girl thing. We'll text like they're being so rude or like making fun of them. But it's really ridiculous because when you say we need diversity, what you really mean oftentimes is we want diversity within our establishment framework. But real diversity of experience would maybe be like not having your reporters concentrated in New York and DC, or if they are based there, having them travel around the country. And I know that takes investment, and I know that takes money, but TYT isn't rolling in the dough, and we're sending reporters all throughout the country. Jordan has been everywhere. So I think that we just saw Naomi, she just walked in. So I think it's incredibly important not just to have diversity of experiences with which what they mean is, often just like superficial diversity, but diversity of reporting and where they are going and where you are going. And,
yes.
And it's easy to say, oh, I want diversity of experiences, but we need diversity of the experiences that are being reported on, obviously. Hey, Naomi.
And you know what? I'm not going to name names.
We're live on YouTube.
I'm not going to name names, but we sat through a panel last night. It was a diversity in media panel. And there were certain folks, their advice for how to get ahead and get into the media was just network. That's really good advice. Just network. Well, here's the problem. If you live in, Detroit or Flint, there's no Miki.
Sorry to stop.
If you live in Detroit or Flint or Nebraska or Ohio and you maybe don't have a college degree or you don't know anyone high up and you don't have a connection to network, you're kind of screwed. I was fortunate to have a connection that helped me get into the journalism industry, even though it was defined.
Or if you have to work and you can't afford to... Sorry, I'm really passionate about this, so I'm just going to jump in. I was really annoyed because it was like, okay, I didn't go to Yale, and I didn't have that network, and of course I had to hustle, and I was very grateful to have internships. But so many people are working because they can't afford to go to college,
Right.
or they can't afford to go to college,
or because they owe $250,000 because they went to college.
Right.
Yes.
But
Right.
Bootstraps.
Bootstrap.
Know me, quick cock blocking.
Sorry about that. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
So it's like these elitist, and I'm just gonna name names. His name was Jonathan Capehart. He was on the panel.
Ooh, Jordan.
He's a Washington Post person, columnist. He was on a panel with Cenk or whatever. He said some nice things too. However, he made a comment. Oh, just network. All you gotta do is network. No, you have to be well educated these days. You have to know somebody. You probably have to live on the coast. All these things. So what I'm saying is, here's my advice to get ahead, whether it is in journalism or anything else. And that is, you gotta grovel, you gotta be really fucking persistent. Most of the people that I helped bring into TYT, literally wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. Wouldn't leave me alone. Messaging me constantly. Calling me, somehow they got my number. All these things. Emma, it was actually a different story. I was just lazy. They said you could have an intern. I looked at one resume. It sounded good, and I hired her. So,
That's behind the scenes, folks.
Yes, but the thing is, when you're in D.C. for these things, like I see these people walking into the hotel where they're having the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and they're in tuxedos, and they think they're so important, and it's like this circle jerk tonight where they're gonna laugh and have lobster bisque and crab cakes or whatever they do, and talk about how they're so important. Meanwhile, the media had probably the biggest failure in the 21st century this past election cycle. The media was completely wrong and totally missed. The country was starving for change, and as a result, we have a reality TV star as a president. You would think, like, I don't know, if a sports team like the Rangers or the Knicks or whatever just lost to someone they shouldn't have lost at, they wouldn't like go out and have a congratulatory dinner a couple of weeks later saying, oh my, we're very indispensable to the world. You also would think, oh, this same media that has been pounding and pounding the chest on Russia, now they've been sitting there stroking like little puppy dogs when Donald Trump bombed Syria and Afghanistan. It's really astounding to me.
And also, let me just add, it's the economy, stupid. That was a phrase originated in the Bill Clinton campaign in 1992. Yet, the establishment press can't understand economic harm and why people are desperate enough to vote for someone like Donald Trump, because they have become so elite. It's an institution that has transitioned from, like what?
Somebody just said I had jungle nips, but go ahead.
From like the nose to the grindstone journalism, getting the story out there, to celebrities and people that are making a ton of money, like Anderson Cooper, or even Rachel Maddow, who's been a little bit corrupted. You can't empathize with economic harm as an industry if the entire industry is soaked in cash, and if they are concentrated in areas that are soaked in cash. So, no.
Somebody says, where's Emma's beer?
Oh, here's my beer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought you were going to drink it. I lost my train of thought, but that is what this entire White House Correspondents' Dinner represents. So we are across the street from it, and we watch these people getting ready in their tuxes, and Trump isn't even showing up, by the way. What a little pussy. You can't even show up to this softball thing. But what we are trying to do is change that. We're trying to change that concentration. We are not getting paid the big bucks because we're trying to empathize, and we're trying to bring actual diversity of experience, Jonathan Capehart, not just superficial ones.
Right. And also, diversity in the media is not only about your skin color. It's not only about the way you talk. It's also about economic level.
One?
Huh? Oh. Watch Emma. She's going to look like you just killed her cat. She's very depressed. It's also about like diversity of economics, diversity of backgrounds. Do you ever see on cable news guests that are not from Washington, D.C. or New York or Los Angeles or Chicago? Do you ever see on cable news, I don't know, like real people? The people, you see how pissed off she is right now? It's going to be okay, darling. No, like really, she gets like depressed over sports. It's really scary and strange. But do you ever see people who are, I don't know, just like regular people, like a mother or her daughter or something like that on cable news or like as sources to the New York Times? You don't. You see the same usual suspects, the same people who were cheerleading for Iraq, the same people. But by the way, all these pundits who were wrong about Donald Trump, they're still on TV, and they're going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner tonight to fucking circle jerk each other. It's astounding. In any other industry in this country, in this world, if you are so bad at your job, if you're so bad at punditry, if you're so bad at journalism, you don't keep your job, or at least they don't fucking go to you to get your take for a little while. But there, no, we gotta keep self-congratulating. So you know what? Here's what I say. I'm doing okay, but I'm never going to make the money most of those people are making over there, and that's okay, because honestly, what do I need? Really, all I need is a toothbrush, a bed, water, which is why I cover it so passionately, maybe a vacation once in a while. That's really all I need. So I don't need to sell out and climb some ladder to be at a dinner and have lobster bisque with these people and maybe win an award that doesn't mean a lot. All of you during the Pulitzer thing were saying, oh, Jordan for the Pulitzer, this and that. That's great. I would love one, but I don't need it because what does it mean? Most of the time it comes from people who are glorified PR people. So the point of this, 20 minutes in, and we got to go soon, and Emma's distraught, is we are happier to be here at a TYT party than over there. Because you want to know what? Tomorrow, instead of going on MSNBC or writing in the New York Times about Trump's 101st day, I'm going to do a report on Flint, Michigan. Or I'm going to do a report on Indiana or a nuclear waste site that's about to blow up next to a fire. That's happening in Missouri right now. I'm going to do something on that. Or another corporate Democrat saying he's for the people, taking hand over fist. And you know what? I wake up and I'm excited by that. And I think it actually serves a purpose. Rather than going on cable news and reacting to whatever Trump tweeted, reacting to his 100th day, you know what? There's a fine line. Trump needs to be covered, but not at the expense of what's actually going on in America, not at the expense at what's actually making the people like you suffer. So that's where I stand. That's why you couldn't pay me enough to sit in that fucking dinner and eat that lobster with them. And I will keep drinking the beer here. Maybe we'll go live again later, and it will make a lot less sense than it does now. Emma?
Yeah. The Rangers, they were up 2 goals halfway through the third period and then just lost in overtime. Yeah, that's what I have to say at the end of this. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, Emma's pretty depressed.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you want to see more content, maybe we'll do like a, boozy beers and brunch Sunday morning show. Do you want to see that?
Are you
Boozy beers and brunch.
Are you on Sex in the City?
With Emma and Jordan. So start tweeting it, Facebooking, hashtag boozy bitches. Hashtag boozy bitches if you want this to happen. Sunday mornings, we'll make it happen.
Boozy I-E or Y?
B-O-O-Z-Y.
Yeah.
Boozy. There you go. Hashtag boozy bitches. Oh, everybody loves it. So thank you for watching. Please check out the videos before this. We were live marching for the climate change march. I interviewed a Venezuelan American who Congressman Steve King decided to hurl a insult about her ethnicity at. There's also videos up from Flint. I also broke a story this morning, go to my Facebook page, about how apparently the Democratic National Committee's lawyer, get this, the DNC is being sued by Bernie Sanders voters in Florida, basically about being defrauded. And the DNC lawyer literally said, we didn't do this, but legally, we could have went in the back rooms with cigars and chose the candidate. They literally said that. They said, legally, if we wanted to go in the back rooms over cigars and choose the candidate, that's legal. So obviously, they know what's going on. For now, Emma's going to go cry in the other room. I'm going to go take my shirt off because it's fucking hot in here. And we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Bye.